reached there, the shooter may have killed himself. The local media in Izhevsk, which is east of Moscow, has published videos and pictures from the scenes inside and outside the school. These are pictures also from RT, Russian state television RT, which shows children have barricaded themselves in a classroom, and there was a huge sense of panic also after the firing began, and children in some of these pictures and videos that are being put out were seen either barricading themselves in the classroom or sitting on top of roofs, for example. That's another video that came in. So very traumatic moments there in Russia. Now, we don't have the details of the 6 who have been shot dead. In fact, there are more pictures and videos coming in. More pictures and videos that are now coming in. Let me tell you that there is footage emerging also of the city, by the way, is west of the Ural Mountains. A man, the shooter in this particular case, it appears, entered the school and opened fire. And the videos show that crowds were also fleeing the moment the firing began. So those are more details coming in. The governor of the city, Izhevsk, and authorities were on the scene. As evident in these videos, it appears that they reached in time, but not before. The gunmen and opened fire on at least 6 students. At least 6 students, we are told, have been killed here. A number of victims, as of now, initial reports suggesting that 7. Russian news agency TASS has put the number at 7. There are new videos, in fact, I'll just play that out. New videos that show the moment firing began. And I'll just put these videos out from our newsrooms as well. And these videos show the sense of panic that prevailed in this particular city the moment the firing began. So we'll try and continue to get you these pictures. It appears that the firing may have ended, going purely by the reports from Russian media. These are reports that have come in, and it appears that the killer, the shooter in this particular case, have killed himself. So that's the update that we have. There are new videos also coming in. We'll just put out the new videos in any minute now. And in these new videos, what you can see is children running from the classrooms, and viewer videos also from Russian media that we have access that shows the crime scene, and forces literally surround the school to see if there's any other danger that they may have to tackle. So those are some of the images. Meanwhile, let's also tell you that in other videos that have been accessed, you can see that those who are injured by the bullets in the firing, in the indiscriminate firing, they were also taken out of the school, and ambulances were seen at the site, and it appears from initial reports that at least 6 children have been killed. There is a new video, I repeat, a new video that shows 6 children being taken away in stretchers and into ambulances. So this is from Izhevsk once again. Izhevsk in east of Moscow, and it appears from initial reports that the shooter, I repeat, may have killed himself. So very initial reports, trying to get more details as we speak, because again, this is an evolving situation, and we should be able to get more details in a short while from now. But what we hear from the Russian media is that it was an unknown gunman. He hasn't been identified yet, or at least the identity of this particular gunman has not been released yet. The Russian Interior Ministry has gone on record to confirm that at least 6 to 7, I repeat, 6 to 7 casualties. The latest media report, Russian news agency TASS, confirming that there are 7 casualties, 7 children dead in the firing. 7 children dead in the firing as per the latest news reports. That's another confirmation that we have right now. 7 lives lost. This is not the first time. In fact, we had recently, earlier this year, I clearly remember there was another incident of firing that took place, and it appears now that the casualty numbers may rise because 7, that number was at 6. Now Russian news agency is saying that it's gone up to 7 and it could go up further. So that's the breaking news update. The moment we have some more updates, so we should be able to share that with you. But just to go through the facts at hand, being that the Ministry of Internal Affairs in Russia has reported that the police has found the body of a person suspected of opening the fire at a school east of Moscow. Reports suggesting that the killer, the gunman, killed himself after opening indiscriminate fire. The local media has also released videos that shows the aftermath of the firing, pictures from both inside the classroom and outside the classroom. In one such picture from inside the classroom, you can see that perhaps what seems like bodies of little children in classrooms are lying on the floor after the shooting. Children in many of these classrooms also barricaded themselves after the firing began. So these are some details that we picked up. So it's an evolving story. The moment we have more details, we will come back to you. Back to you for now.
All right, Niranjan is getting us all the details right now. First videos of the Russian school shooting on your screen. Viewers, what we are learning so far is the shooter is now dead. He has been killed. Russian media are reporting that, and 7 have been killed and 20 have been injured. A gunman had opened fire at a school in central Russia area, killing at least 7 people and injuring 20. That's what we are learning from Russian media. And officials, ambulance and security services have arrived at the scene in the city of Izhevsk. You can see the visuals that are on your screen of security forces on the spot. The gunman has been killed so far, but the motive of shooting is still not clear. This is like Niranjan said, our executive editor. It's an evolving story. We'll be getting you all the updates on the story as we get them. But what we can also tell you is a shooting took place at a school where almost, according to reports, 1,000 pupils studied and 80 teachers were present as well. So big news coming in, viewers. 7 killed in Russian school shooting. It's a mass shooting, another case of mass shooting. This time it is coming in from Russia, and we can tell you that this is a big incident. In fact, the shooter has been killed now. Big news coming in, viewers, at this point of time. And in fact, mass shootings are taking place in Russia with increased frequency. This is also, we can tell you, there have been past incidents of shooting in Russia that have been reported. On 20th September 2021, a student shot 6 people dead in the city of Perm in Russia in a second attack that year. So this is an incident that is being reported from Russia, a school shooting. Let's move on to the other big story we are tracking on Republic TV. And this is coming in from the south. In fact, in a shocking video that has now come to light, SDPI top leader can be heard issuing threats to RSS workers. The tape comes a day after Operation Octopus and a mega swoop down on the PFI. So this is a big story we're tracking on Republic TV. This is one of our leading stories today, where the crackdown continues on PFI. There is a huge call also to ban PFI. But this is a very shocking video which we'll show you in just a moment, where you can see that an SDPI man can be heard issuing threats to RSS workers.
പരിപാലിക്കുന്ന സർവ്വലോകത്തിന്റെ ഉടമയായ അല്ലാഹു മുമ്പിലാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ പ്രതിജ്ഞ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. അല്ലദീന യഖൂലൂന റബ്ബനാ അഖ്രിജ്നാ മിൻ ഹാദിഹിൽ ഖറിയത്തിൽ ളാലിമീൻ അഹ്ലുഹാ വജഅൽനാ മിൻ ലദുൻക വലിയ വജഅൽനാ മിൻ ലദുൻക നസീറാ. ഈ രാജ്യത്തെ സ്ത്രീകളും കുട്ടികളും വൃദ്ധന്മാരും അവരെ ഇരകളാക്കപ്പെട്ടുകൊണ്ട് ആക്രമിക്കപ്പെടുമ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾക്കൊരു രക്ഷകനെത്ത അല്ലാഹുവേ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഈ സമൂഹത്തിന്റെ മുമ്പിൽ നിന്നുകൊണ്ട് പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ എന്തുകൊണ്ട് അല്ലാഹുവിന്റെ മാർഗത്തിൽ പോരാടുന്നില്ല എന്ന അല്ലാഹുവിന്റെ ചോദ്യത്തിന്റെ മുമ്പിൽ ഉത്തരം കൊടുത്തവരാണ്. RSSന്റെ വേട്ടപ്പട്ടികളാണ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്. നിങ്ങളുടെ മുമ്പിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ തോറ്റു തരില്ല. ഒന്നല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ ആദർശം ഈ രാജ്യത്ത് വിജയിക്കും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ കണ്ണിലെണ്ണൊഴിച്ച് കാത്തിരിക്കുന്ന ആ രക്തസാക്ഷിത്വം ഞങ്ങൾ പുൽകും. ഞങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം, നന്നായി അറിയാം, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പോപ്പുലർ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യ ഭയമാണ്. ഇരുളിന്റെ മറവിൽ ഞങ്ങളുടെ പ്രവർത്തകരെ നിങ്ങൾ വേട്ടയാടുമ്പോൾ പകൽ വെളിച്ചത്തിൽ 10 സെക്കൻഡിൽ നിങ്ങളെ ഞങ്ങൾ കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യുമെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇത്തരത്തിലുള്ള ആളുകളെ മുന്നിൽ നിർത്തി നിങ്ങൾ കളിക്കുന്നത്. ഞങ്ങൾക്കറിയാം, നിങ്ങളുടെ പുരാണങ്ങളിൽ ശകുനിയെ മുന്നിൽ നിർത്തി കളിച്ച ചില സംഭവങ്ങൾ ഞങ്ങൾ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ NIA-യും ED-യും പോലെയുള്ള ശകുനികളെ നിങ്ങൾ മുന്നിൽ നിർത്തി കളിക്കാതെ തന്തയ്ക്ക് പിറന്നവന്മാരാണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ നേർക്ക് നേരെ തെരുവിലേക്ക് വാടാ RSS-കാരെ എന്നാണ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് സഹോദരന്മാരെ, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഈ പ്രസ്ഥാനത്തിന്റെ ചിറകരിയാമെന്ന് ആരെങ്കിലും വിചാരിക്കുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുറച്ച് നേതാക്കന്മാരെ ജയിലിലിട്ട് അങ്ങോട്ട് ഇല്ലാതാക്കാമെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നെങ്കിൽ പുതിയ ചിറകുകൾ മുളച്ചു വരും. ആ ചിറകിന്റെ കീഴിൽ ഈ സമുദായത്തെയും ഈ രാജ്യത്തെയും ഞങ്ങൾ സംരക്ഷിക്കും, ഇൻഷാ അല്ലാഹ്.
All right, viewers, so big news coming in right now. This is the PFI raids which are taking place, and at this point of time, mega crackdown is happening in different places. Raids were conducted by Kerala police at several shops and establishments with links to Popular Front of India in Kannur on Sunday. Electronic devices, including laptops, CPUs, and mobile phones, and records of financial transactions were taken by the police for further checks. Big news coming in. National crackdown on PFI continues, viewers. And we are tracking the story very closely for the past few days. Remember, it all started after the NIA conducted mega pan-India crackdown on the PFI for allegedly supporting terror activities in the country. Back-to-back incidents of attack on activists and the properties being targeted were reported. And several incidents have come to light from various areas where unidentified miscreants have hurled and assaulted RSS workers, residences and offices as well. Big news coming in, viewers, at this point of time. It's a massive crackdown on the PFI. Now remember, back on September 22nd this month, the nationwide crackdown on the PFI was initiated with directions from the government of India and has condemned Operation Octopus. All right, I'm being joined by Ashwin. Ashwin is joining me from Thiruvananthapuram. Ashwin, this is the big news we're tracking right now, and multiple updates are coming in. The crackdown on PFI, it is a very, very strong message being sent right now by the government. Take us to the latest details we're learning. All right, some audio issue. I'll be getting back to Ashwin in just a second. He's going to take us through all the details at this point of time. But fresh raids on PFI and Kannur as well. Multiple raids happening. Massive crackdown on the PFI. In fact, this is coming in as the nationwide crackdown on PFI was initiated with directions from the government, and that has been codenamed as Operation Octopus. Ashwin is joining me back. Ashwin, if you can hear me, we're glad to have you back with us. We also have got some new updates, Ashwin, which we just got in the past half an hour, where 14 PFI workers have also been arrested in Tamil Nadu. Multiple updates coming in, and the crackdown on PFI continues for days now. Ashwin, take us to the details we're learning right now.
Well, Priyanka, the kind of crackdown that has happened in terms of a nationwide crackdown, it holds much importance because for the first time perhaps there is this coordinated crackdown where NIA was leading, and even 15 state agencies was also part of it. Now, it looks like the crackdown was just the tip of the iceberg, because clearly today, on Sunday, when in Kannur, where we saw a lot of incidents of violence following the arrest of PFI workers, the DCP of Kannur has led another raid where some of the top supermarkets, grocery shops, Aadhaar Kendras, as well as several other electronic and mobile shops have all been raided, and some incriminating documents have also been received. These are all been given for forensic for further analysis. Now, when you talk about the news that is coming in just a while ago from Tamil Nadu also, where 14 arrest has happened of the PFI workers, certainly one can clearly and safely say that the Operation Octopus is not yet over. What we see is that a continuous monitoring, and then followed by which action is being taken to get gather more information, because the NIA remand report has also stated very categorically and very shockingly that the PFI had made a hit list of top leaders of one particular community and they were planning to attack. Now, it is in context of this such strong actions has been taken. We see even in Kerala, the police has woken up. In Kannur, there has been raids that has happened. As we speak today, in Kannur, the shopkeepers whose establishments were raided, they have been called in today by the police to further question. So it looks like this is going to continue for a very long time.
I'm coming back to you. We're getting some big breaking. We're getting some big breaking right now. Ashwin, hold on for a second. Coming in from Kerala's Kozhikode, where protests have erupted outside the Providence Girls Higher Secondary School in Kozhikode after 11th standard girl was not allowed to come to school wearing hijab. School authorities had informed the girl and the parents on the matter. Big news coming in after Karnataka hijab protests in Kerala. One more controversy is erupted in Kerala's Kozhikode. Ashwin, I'm coming back to you at this point of time. Take us to the details we're learning on this big breaking development.
The Providence Higher Secondary School in Kozhikode had earlier stopped, told a 11th standard girl not to wear the hijab because that is not part of the uniform. And then followed by which she had taken a TC and left the institution. But this has been seen as a pivot by some of the Muslim organizations. Now, two organizations come to fore. One is the SIO, which is the youth wing of the Welfare Party of India, and the second one is the MSF, that is the youth wing of the Muslim League. Now, these two youth organizations had taken out a march and protested in front of the school premises as well. We could see large number of women also taking part in this protest, demanding that the school's recognition must be taken out because it has worked apparently in an anti-constitutional manner. Now, this has raked in a lot of protest. Right now, these visuals speak for itself. The activists were taken out by the police as they resorted to some kind of violence. They were taken out, they were taken into detention as well by the police. The school has maintained that it is part of the decorum and the uniform and it will not budge under any kind of circumstances. This has come from Kozhikode, from the Providence Higher Secondary Girls' School. It's a girls' school, remember. It's a girls' school in Kozhikode, and now the protesters have been taken out. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is hearing this matter. At that time, this case now holds more importance because the SIO, which is part of the Welfare Party, the youth wing of the Welfare Party, and the Muslim League, which is known to have a very secular credential, has also come out stating that this is anti-constitutional and the school uniform must in fact work around to help where the girl wear a hijab and practice her religious rights inside the school as well. So what needs to be seen is how the police will handle it. Today, the police has taken some of the activists into detention. That has happened, but will it lead to a larger debate needs to be seen.
Yes, Ashwin, I'll be coming back to you. I'll be coming back to you for this story from Kerala. I'm being joined by Brinda Adige, activist on the phone line. What is the reaction coming in right now? Because what we're learning so far is that protests have erupted outside a school in Kozhikode after a girl was not allowed to come to school wearing a hijab.
I do not understand why they must have a protest. And if the protest is becoming violent, that's even worse. What we need to ask ourselves is, why is the choice to that woman not being given to access her education? There is no harm that comes to any other student if she wears the hijab and goes to school. It is not so much her religious right as much as her right to feel comfortable enough to access education. And I think it is wrong on our part to use the phrase religious right. Everybody has religious rights, but then you are also conscious that you do not impinge on other people's rights per se. Here it is not so much of religious rights as much as that girl's right to wear the hijab and come to school. Very simple. Intolerance that she cannot wear the hijab and access education is not acceptable. It is bigotry if the institution says that it is not part of the uniform. Now, institutions have always been very inclusive. It is the last couple of months and years we are seeing this kind of increased intolerance, increased bigotry, and all of it every time falls on the shoulders of the woman. Whether it is a ghungat or an hijab, I have always said are both regressive. And this regressiveness cannot be continuously placed on the woman, saying you cannot access education. If you don't want to access, no problem, because you're wearing a hijab. That I think my government and educational institutions must start looking at seriously.
Right. All right. Thank you, Brinda Arige, activist, for joining us on Republic TV. I just want to go back to Ashwin. Ashwin, we are seeing major protests. In fact, our viewers, if they're watching Republic TV, can see how much of chaos there is right now over this incident, the protest over the hijab. And now we are seeing, Ashwin, also that as this matter is also in the Supreme Court, we are seeing that it has spread to Kerala, and that is very interesting at this point of time, that from Karnataka, the hijab row is now spreading to Kerala. Ashwin.
Well, this has been a point of contention, Priyanka. We were just waiting how will colleges or institutions will act in Kerala. There was, in fact, a small incident during the time when the Karnataka hijab controversy took place. In Wayanad, for instance, a Christian-aided school had also done a similar thing. And then, due to the public pressure that was put in, the school finally relented to the demands and allowed, although the school principal had very equivocally stated that this will not be allowed, later, under the kind of political pressure that was put, this issue was, working against the favor of the school's uniform. But now we see today another school, a Providence school. Now remember, Priyanka, this is a girls' school.
Ashwin, hold on for a second. Ashwin, I'm coming back to you. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm coming back to you. I'm being joined by Tom Vadakan from the BJP. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Vadakan. What is your reaction coming in right now? Like Ashwin was also telling us, our reporter on ground, he's also making it very clear that it seems as if from Karnataka, the hijab row is now spread over to Kerala. What do you make of this, Tom Vadakan? Okay, Rahul Ishwar is also joining me. Thank you for joining us, Rahul Ishwar, activist on Republic TV. Thank you for joining us here. What is your reaction coming in? We are seeing a big protest outside the school over this controversy which has erupted. And now, as I was also trying to ask Tom Vadakan, and I don't think we have his line yet, we'll get him back. It seems as if the hijab row has spread from Karnataka all the way to Kerala, and we are seeing a lot of chaos there in Kozhikode.
Please remember, every dress is acceptable in our society. But when we go to a school, the right of an institution to decide dress code is higher than the right of individuals to choose any particular dress code. So there is unnecessary controversy being created over this. Extremist hardline organizations like Popular Front of India have been instrumental in instigating our Muslim brothers and creating a false impression that Indian state is against our Muslim brothers. Every dress is celebrated in India. But when we go to a particular place or a school or a college or a court, they have their own dress codes. And please remember, Justice Fatima Bibi, the first female judge of India, may be Hindu, Christian or Muslim. She was from a Muslim community. Whenever she came to court, she used to have the court dress code. And whenever she went to private functions and private celebrations, she always had the Islamic dress attached to her. So please remember, there are many people who are using such occasions to instigate problems, create tension in the society, and especially in the wake of the ED and NIA raids in the Popular Front offices, they are using such cards to create an impression that they are being targeted and the entire Muslim community is being targeted. That is an absolutely wrong notion. Kerala is home to some of the great Muslim organizations like Muslim League and Evolving Jamaat-e-Islami, a progressive MES. But the hardline organization called the Popular Front of India, which is Islamist, not Islamic, but Islamist, is a Wahhabi leading organization. They are creating trouble and they are using such cards to instigate people and to mislead them, saying that our Muslim brothers are having problems. Even Kerala Governor Arif Muhammad. Today we lost Aryadan Muhammad, who is a great leader from Muslim community, which is accepted and celebrated by all communities. So Popular Front is using such occasions to propel their narratives that Muslims are in danger, and it is the responsibility of every Indian to oppose that narrative.
Right. Well, Rahul Ishwar, just one quick answer from you before you go. What do you think should happen next in the case? Because we know the matter is already under the Supreme Court right now. Do you think it is justified that these kind of protests take place at this point of time, at this juncture?
Already the courts have seized upon this matter. Courts are considering. They are represented by very great lawyers from both sides. People like Dushyant Dave on one side is definitely represent their case. Please remember, there is no issue in wearing hijab. But the core question is, can an individual's dress choice override the dress code of a particular institution? That is the only question in debate here. They can have any kind of dress code. But when it comes to a particular school or university or police or any other place, can it be enforced? This is the question. As honorable courts are dealing with it, why is the hurry? Why are they jumping gun? And you will be surprised to know MES or the Muslim Educational Society banned hijabs and headscarves in their colleges. Please remember, this was long before even this controversy erupted. They said that these students will have some kind of issues when they deal with various disciplines. So we are disallowing the usage of hijab. So please remember, Kerala even has that. But there are many shades of opinion. We should respect every shade of opinion. But there are multiple shades of opinion even in Muslim community. But these kinds of issues are used and misused by hardline forces to propel their own narrative and to create a feeling among disaffection against the state of India.
All right, thank you, Rahul Ishwar, activists, for joining us here on this big story we are tracking right now. We're getting in visuals from Kerala's Kozhikode, where protests have erupted outside the Providence Girls Higher Secondary School in Kozhikode after 11 standard girl was not allowed to come to school wearing a hijab. And we can also tell you the student groups were demanding that the education department should stop the affiliation for the school, as the school is taking an anti-constitution step.
The student wing of the Jamaat-e-Islami and the Indian Union Muslim League has taken out a protest outside the Providence School in Kozhikode as a mark against not allowing hijab. Stay tuned to Republic TV. We'll bring you all the details after the break.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality. To apply, visit amity.edu.
And the top stories of this hour that we are covering: President Draupadi Murmu to embark on a 2-day visit to Karnataka today. This will be her first visit to the state after becoming the President of India. President Murmu will inaugurate the Mysuru Dashara festival at Chamundi Hills. She will also inaugurate the new campus of the Indian Institute of Information Technology at Dharwad. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is scheduled to visit Kangra in Himachal Pradesh today to attend a felicitation ceremony for the families of soldiers who laid down their lives while serving the nation. Congress infighting in Rajasthan explodes as the Gehlot camp reportedly plans mass resignation. The Congress High Command has summoned Gehlot and Sachin Pilot to Delhi. So far, 932 MLAs have threatened to resign if a Pilot is made the Chief Minister of Rajasthan.
तो मैं पहले कह चुका हूँ, हमारी तरफ से यही नाम है कि अशोक गहलोत को मुख्यमंत्री रहना चाहिए। जब परिवर्तन की बात आती है तो सबके अपने अपने विचार होते हैं, सब बातें रखी जाती है, चर्चा होती है और उसके बाद में कोई सही निर्णय तक पहुँचते हैं।
A PFI activist being caught red-handed with 2-3 bottles of petrol bombs.
Massive protests are erupting in Chennai against the arrest of PFI leaders.
The PFI is definitely showing its colors. We have reported 4 incidents of violence here in Kerala.
Nitish Kumar and Sharad Pawar lead the call for forming a united anti-BJP front for the 2024 polls. INLD leader Om Prakash Chautala and Shiromani Akali Dal's Sukhbir Singh Badal, both with a long history of fighting the Congress, were on the stage with several senior leaders. Meanwhile, BJP MP Sushil Modi took a dig on the opposition's show of strength.
रैली को आयोजित करने वाले ओम प्रकाश चौथाला वह व्यक्ति हैं जो भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में 10 साल की सजा काटकर जेल से निकले हैं और एक अन्य मामले में फिर जेल जाने वाले हैं। जिस ओम प्रकाश चौथाला की पार्टी के हरियाणा में मात्र एक विधायक हैं, वो विपक्ष को एकजुट करने में लगे हैं। तो देखिए, नीतीश कुमार सफल नहीं हो पाएंगे जिस प्रकार का वो
Lucknow, Kannur, Bengaluru, days after Operation Octopus, the mega swoop down on the PFI continues. Raids on PFI and arrests of top leaders on. Is a ban on the radical group next? Complete mayhem in the Vadra Congress. Ashok Gehlot goes all out to block Sachin Pilot, but sources now suggest that Gehlot will also not run for the Congress chief post. Fight on for the Rajasthan chief ministerial seat, and it has intensified as well. Sachin Pilot snubbed again. Kozhikode after Udupi, Muslim groups want action on a school, but the school stands its ground on not having the hijab in classrooms. 6 killed in Russian school shooting. Russian media reports that the shooter has also killed himself. Viewers, we have breaking news coming in relation to the shootout that was witnessed at the school on the east of Moscow in Russia. The latest input is that the number of casualties has increased. We are now receiving information that 9 people have been killed and as many as 20 may have been injured in this shooting in a Russian school. Russia's Ministry of Internal Affairs has reported that the police found the body of the person who's suspected of having opened fire at the school at Izhevsk, and that the shooter himself has also been killed. The number of casualties has now risen to 9 is what we are learning. 7 have been confirmed a short while earlier. The shooter also is believed to have been killed. We are seeing these visuals. You can see, viewers, on the screens. There are people who are rushing out of the school, even as the different law enforcement agencies, paramedics, some even dressed in high visibility gear, rush inside. And then you can see on stretchers, they are withdrawing people from the school. We have Niranjan joining us for more. Niranjan, tell us more about this firing that has taken place. What is the casualty count, and also what about the person who opened fire there? What's the latest?
Well, according to the latest report that's now come in, we can confirm that this attacker at the school east of Moscow, he was wearing a black t-shirt with Nazi symbols and a balaclava. He was wearing a balaclava, which is a which is a cap covering your face. He basically tried to hide his identity. He was wearing a black t-shirt, and according to reports in the Russian media, including all agencies like RT, we are hearing that 9 lives have been lost, 9 have been killed, and 5 of them are children. Some of the pictures coming in from the classrooms are heartbreaking. In fact, showing children with their the bodies of children lying inside the classroom, and the attacker was wearing a black T-shirt with Nazi symbols, and also sported a balaclava, and he was covering his face. And he's now committed suicide. He shot himself, is what Russian media reports are suggesting. His identity is being identified according to the investigative committee. The death toll has now increased to 9, like I said, including 5 children. 2 security guards have also been gunned down, and 2 teachers. 2 security guards and 2 teachers have also been gunned down. And these are some of the updates that we're picking up. Ankit, we earlier had details. Had details of how children were hiding inside the classroom. And some of the videos that are coming in, you can see them, running helter-skelter. Some of them are running to higher floors to somehow try and stay away from the fire in the firing line of this shooter, who has not been identified yet. The only lead we have on that front is, according to the Russian media, the attacker wore a black T-shirt with Nazi symbols. So that's the only update and the lead that we have. Should be able to get more details as the day progresses. Handing it back to you for now, Ankit. We're keeping a close track. We saw many bodies and those injured also being taken away, rushed out of the school a few minutes back from the videos coming out of the Russian media. So it appears that even now it's an evolving scene in the sense that those injured are being treated for the bullet wounds.
Absolutely. Niranjan there sharing the gory details of what has transpired at the school in Russia, in central Russia, just about east of the capital, Moscow. And the latest that we are hearing is that 9 people have been killed, which includes 5 children, along with 2 teachers and 2 security guards. Apart from that, like Niranjan was telling us, the shooter himself has been identified as the shooter, although his identity itself remains unclear at this moment. He was wearing a black T-shirt and was also sporting Nazi symbols. That's the latest that's coming in. We'll be following this story very closely. Heart-wrenching visuals there of the students running and fleeing that school which had come under attack by a gunman. Meanwhile, viewers, according to sources, the Congress infighting in Rajasthan has now spiraled to unbelievable levels. Ashok Gehlot, amidst all this, is now unlikely to contest the Congress presidential polls. That's the latest that we were hearing. And after it emerged that he may have to, if he was to contest the presidential polls for the Congress, he would have to leave his chief ministerial seat aside after the revolt that we witnessed earlier yesterday, where 90 MLAs loyal to him tendered their resignation if he was to have to demit the chief minister's office. Now we are hearing that Gehlot doesn't want to contest the Congress party elections. We're also hearing that the high command of the Congress may be making certain moves there. There is word that Kamal Nath is likely to have been summoned to enter the fray in some capacity. This comes even as the infighting that we had witnessed in Rajasthan within the Congress between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot for the Chief Minister's chair has been reignited. This happened even as the Congress party, that is Rahul Gandhi, did not take positively to Ashok Gehlot, thinking that he could hold the post of party president and also the chief minister. And we have seen a full-blown revolt in a sense within the Congress's stance. Viewers, we are being joined right now. We'll be getting guest voices for you live. We have Piyush joining us from Jaipur first. Piyush, what is the latest? Is Ashok Gehlot going to be contesting the Congress party elections or not? Or does he want to be chief minister? What is really going on? It's fast-paced, isn't it?
Well, if we talk about the current situation, what we are given to understand is that both the observers have not left for Delhi today in the evening. There will be a crucial meet at the residence of Sonia Gandhi at St. Campus, where the current situation of Rajasthan would be briefed to Sonia Gandhi. Remember that sources have also told to the public that Ashok Gehlot is unlikely to contest the presidential polls. And if that's going to happen, then he is going to continue as the chief minister of the state. On the other side, Sachin Pilot's assertions of becoming chief minister seems to be washing out. It seems like Sachin Pilot will now not become the chief minister of Rajasthan. A series of meetings have taken place in the state. So far, decision has not been taken by the Congress party, but we also spoke to Mallikarjun Kharge while he was leaving for Delhi. He has told us that people who have indulged in anti-party activities, people who have indulged in indiscipline, they would be strictly dealt with. Actions will be taken against them. This is what Mallikarjun Kharge has told to us. So both the observers are now heading to Delhi. In the evening, they will be taking part in the meeting which will take place at Sonia Gandhi's residence. On the other side, Ashok Gehlot is now opting to opt out of the Congress presidential polls. In fact, Kamal Nath, top Congress leader, has now been called to Delhi. But we are learning that Bhupesh Baghel, who is close to Ashok Gehlot, even he could be asked to come to Delhi. So there are a series of developments taking place as far as the Congress is the crisis.
Piyush, hold on for a second. That's all the time, unfortunately, we have, because we are moving on to a different story, but keep tracking the Rajasthan political crisis. Sources tell us now that Ashok Gehlot is unlikely to contest or that he's changed his mind, viewers. We'll be tracking this very closely. We have big breaking news coming up. Viewers, according to sources, there has been a big update from the Maharashtra ATS. Sources tell us that top Hindu leaders were on the target of the PFI. Sources have also confirmed that as per the questioning of accused arrested persons, it is revealed that the RSS headquarters were also on the target of the PFI. This is breaking information coming in from sources within the Maharashtra ATS. And these are fairly damning and severe allegations that raise serious questions. This comes amid the Operation Octopus just a few days earlier that was launched by the NIA and multiple other agencies, raiding the PFI, arresting over 100 leaders, over which there have been protests. And we had seen how in its remand report filed in the Kerala court, the NIA had stated, among other things, that also a hit list was a part of the findings. And now from the Maharashtra ATS sources, we are learning that there may have been top Hindu leaders as well as the RSS headquarters that may have been on the crosshairs of the PFI. This is damning information coming in from sources within the establishment. Maharashtra ATS sources telling us that the PFI may have had Hindu leaders as well as the RSS headquarters in Nagpur as part of its targets. And this comes just a few days after the NIA, in a very explosive remand application in a court, had stated the various aspects over which the PFI is being investigated, which includes propagating and promoting and encouraging youth to take up terror by joining various terrorist outfits, and also having a hit list. That is what that they had said. And amid this, we are receiving information from now the Maharashtra ATS, the anti-terror squad source, who is telling us that the RSS headquarters in Nagpur, along with top Hindu leaders, may have been on the crosshairs of the PFI. We are yet to get more information on this. I dare say we'll be joined by Alisha or Sandeep shortly to tell us more. But this is from interrogation of arrested persons. Now remember, there have been a number of PFI leaders and associates who have been arrested in over 20 states as part of this massive internal security operation. Some say the biggest in India's history, a coordinated operation Octopus that was months in the planning, that was masterminded by the NSA Ajit Doval and Home Minister Amit Shah, with overall supervision conducted by various agencies, including the ED, which was also investigating the various money laundering aspects related to this. And the most explosive aspect of it was the remand report that had been filed in court that stated, among other things, anti-national activities and also finding an alternate justice system. But very relevantly here, it also included a hit list. Viewers, we'll get you more on this very shortly. Stay with us. Damning allegations coming from the Maharashtra ATS. We'll be back with more as PFI targets allegedly RSS headquarters and Hindu leaders. Stay with us, viewers.
A PFI activist being caught red-handed with 2-3 bottles of petrol bombs.
Massive protests are erupting in Chennai against the arrest of PFI leaders.
The PFI is definitely showing its colors. We have reported 4 incidents of violence here in Kerala.
Nitish Kumar and Sharad Pawar lead the call for forming a united anti-BJP front for the 2024 polls. INLD leader Om Prakash Chautala and Shiromani Akali Dal's Sukhbir Singh Badal, both with a long history of fighting the Congress, were on the stage with several senior leaders. Meanwhile, BJP MP Sushil Modi took a dig on the opposition's show of strength.
रैली को आयोजित करने वाले ओम प्रकाश चौटाला वह व्यक्ति हैं जो भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में 10 साल की सजा काटकर जेल से निकले हैं और एक अन्य मामले में फिर जेल जाने वाले हैं। जिस ओम प्रकाश चौटाला की पार्टी के हरियाणा में मात्र एक विधायक हैं, वो विपक्ष को एकजुट करने में लगे हैं। तो देखिए नीतीश कुमार सफल नहीं हो पाएंगे जिस प्रकार का वो प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
After a meeting that was a bid to unite opposition parties to take on the BJP in the 2024 general elections, Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav said there is a need to remove the BJP. This was Nitish Kumar's first meeting with the Gandhis since he severed ties with the BJP and joined hands with the RJD and the Congress to form the government in Bihar. Ghulam Nabi Azad, who recently broke ties with the Grand Old Party, is likely to reveal the name of his newly launched party. He will reportedly also unveil the flag of his outfit. However, the symbol will be given by the Election Commission later.
आरोपियों ने कबूल किया है कि उन्होंने अंकिता को नहर में धक्का दिया था।
Samaj and VHP workers are here demanding strict action against those who have attacked.
Nitish Kumar and Sharad Pawar lead the call for forming a united anti-BJP front for the 2024 polls. INLD leader Om Prakash Chautala and Shiromani Akali Dal's Sukhbir Singh Badal, both with a long history of fighting the Congress, were on the stage with several senior leaders. Meanwhile, BJP MP Sushil Modi took a dig on the opposition's show of strength.
रैली को आयोजित करने वाले ओम प्रकाश चौटाला वह व्यक्ति हैं जो भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में 10 साल की सजा काटकर जेल से निकले हैं और एक अन्य मामले में फिर जेल जाने वाले हैं। जिस ओम प्रकाश चौटाला की पार्टी के हरियाणा में मात्र
Viewers, let's take a look at some of the top stories now. A political crisis has broken out in Rajasthan as the Congress MLAs planned mass resignations amid Ashok Gehlot being possible Congress presidential candidate and Sachin Pilot then taking up the chief ministership.
लोकतंत्र संख्या बल से चलता है ना। राजस्थान के विधायक जिसके साथ होगा वो लीडर होगा ना। 100 क्रॉस एमएलए एक तरफ है और 10-15 एमएलए एक तरफ है। वो मेरी बात सुनिए, 10 अपनी अपनी बोलते रहेंगे, 10-15 एमएलए अपनी बात कहेंगे, उनकी सुनी जाएगी। लेकिन सर और 102 एमएलए तो करेगा।
AICC observers Mallikarjun Kharge and Ajay Maken have been called to Delhi in connection as a political crisis brews in Rajasthan, with MLAs from the state reportedly threatening to resign. Further steps are being decided by the Congress High Command, we're told.
उनको हम लोग लगातार हम कह रहे थे कि हम 1 to 1 सब लोगों की बात सुनने के लिए यहाँ पर आए हैं, तो कोई भी बात हो आप हमें कहें। खरगे जी और मैं हम अलग से बैठ करके 1 to 1 सबकी बात सुनेंगे और कोई फैसला नहीं हो रहा है। जो आप बात कहेंगे वो बात हम दिल्ली जाकर के बताएंगे और कांग्रेस अध्यक्षा सबकी बात सुनने के बाद 1 to 1 हर एक से बात करने के निर्देश हमारे पास में है।
An MLA from Rajasthan addressed the situation in the state, congratulating Ashok Gehlot for his aspirations of becoming president of the Congress, but expressed disagreement with Sachin Pilot becoming the next chief minister.
नैतिक जिम्मेदारी है कांग्रेस पार्टी की इज्जत बचाना। हाईकमान के हुक्म के हम ताबेदार हैं, उनके हम कतई खिलाफ नहीं है। हमारी स्टेट में काबिल आदमी एमपी के लायक भी बैठे थे, लेकिन बाहर से एमपी आए, हमने किसी एमएलए ने नाराजगी जाहिर नहीं की, दिल से वोट देके उनको दिल्ली भेज दिए।
BJP spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla, while speaking about the situation in Rajasthan, said that the party did not want to comment on the Congress's crisis, adding that he feels that the Congress is more interested in saving its seat rather than serving the people.
अस्थिरता की कोख से निकली हुई सरकार ने बार बार राजस्थान की जनता के मुद्दों को पीछे करके कि किस प्रकार से राजस्थान में भ्रष्टाचार, बलात्कार, दंगा कम हो, इस पर कोई भी
As a video of an SDPI leader threatening the RSS went viral, permission has been denied to the SDPI to hold a dharna at Jantar Mantar in order to maintain communal harmony, security and law and order in Delhi. At least 15 leaders of the PFI have been arrested by the Bengaluru police. The DCP of the Bengaluru police said that they've made the arrests on receiving information that the suspects were involved in anti-national activities, also adding that while 2 people were arrested from Bengaluru, 12 were detained from other districts in Karnataka and 1 arrested in Delhi. One person linked to the PFI has been arrested in Lucknow with incriminating evidence, electronic gadgets and literature related to the PFI and ISIS found with the arrested suspect. The arrest has been made under the UAPA by the STF of the Uttar Pradesh Police. Days after the mega swoop down on the PFI, posters of PFI asking for support have now been put up across Kerala. The posters also paraded pictures of PFI leaders taken into custody. Raids were conducted by Kerala police at several shops and establishments with links to the Popular Front of India and Kannur on Sunday. Electronic devices including laptops, CPUs and mobile phones and records of financial transactions were taken by the police for further investigation. Former Congress leader from Jammu and Kashmir, Ghulam Nabi Azad, has announced the name of his new political party, the Democratic Azad Party. The leader went on to say that the reason for the date of the announcement being the first day of Navratras today.
पार्टी का नाम है डेमोक्रेटिक आजाद पार्टी। आजाद का ये मत समझिए गुलाम नबी आजाद, डेमोक्रेसी डेमोक्रेटिक के लिए है, पूरी स्वतंत्र होगी, जिसका मैंने उल्लेख पहले किया कि अपनी सोच होगी, किसी भी पार्टी से, किसी भी लीडर से, किसी भी ग्रुप से प्रभावित नहीं होगी।
Viewers, we have a lot of news coming up. It's Kozhikode after Udupi. Muslim groups want action against a school, but the school has stood its ground on the hijab in classrooms. And 9 people have been killed in a Russian school shooting. Russian media reports the shooter is also believed to be dead. All that and more coming up shortly. Stay with us. Viewers, we have a breaking update coming in relation to Aam Aadmi Party MLA Amanatullah Khan, who has been sent to 14 days of judicial custody. This is the breaking update that is coming in from the Rouse Avenue court in Delhi, where the Aam Aadmi Party MLA, controversial MLA, has been sent for 14 days of judicial custody. He had been arrested in the Waqf case, and this is further trouble for Amanatullah Khan. No bail for him. Instead, he has been sent to 14 days of judicial custody. This is taking place right now, and these are the latest visuals coming in from the Rouse Avenue court in New Delhi. You can see Amanatullah Khan there. He's being shepherded out with persons from, appeared to be from law enforcement agencies. These are the latest visuals. He is going to be spending at least the next 14 days in judicial custody. So no respite for the Aam Aadmi Party MLA on that front after his arrest in the Waqf case. He's been sent right now by Delhi's Rouse Avenue court to 14 days of judicial custody. It has been granted to the Anti-Corruption Bureau in the case related to the Delhi Waqf Board. We have Madhurima now joining us with more information. Madhurima, what happened in court? Tell us about Amanatullah Khan's judicial custody.
Well, Ankit, the court has found merit in the allegations and hence the judicial custody. What needs to be underlined here is this will only mount pressure for the Aam Aadmi Party. As Amanatullah Khan, ACB, the remand of Amanatullah Khan to ACB in connection with the case related to Delhi Waqf Board and the irregularities in this particular case, 14 days of judicial custody by the Rouse Avenue Court. Ankit, what needs to be highlighted here is where the Aam Aadmi Party has been singing paeans and even asking for a Bharat Ratna for somebody like Amanatullah Khan. The court does not find merit in in the lawyers that presented an argument in the court seeking a relief for Amanatullah Khan. However, what we get to know is this 14-day judicial custody is for the Aam Aadmi Party leader. Now we'll have to wait and watch as to how this entire interrogation furthers, because even at the time of seizure as well, we saw how the ACB officials were manhandled by the supporters of Amanatullah Khan, and also the kind of seizures, the kind of arms, the kind of money that was seized from Amanatullah Khan's residence and from the aides as well. So all that amounted to a lot of evidence, Ankit, and when it was presented in front of the court, of course, it was it was
all right. Madhurima there sharing details of what happened in court. Amanatullah Khan sent to 14 days of judicial custody, no respite for him in the Delhi Waqf Board scam. He's going to be spending at least the next 14 days in judicial custody. Viewers will be back with more on this as Amanatullah Khan is taken away there in front of your eyes by the ACB.
After a meeting that was a bid to unite opposition parties to take on the BJP in the 2024 general elections, Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav said there is a need to remove the BJP. This was Nitish Kumar's first meeting with the Gandhis since he severed ties with the BJP and joined hands with the RJD and the Congress to form the government in Bihar. Ghulam Nabi Azad, who recently broke ties with the Grand Old Party, is likely to reveal the name of his newly launched party. He will reportedly also unveil the flag of his outfit. However, the symbol will be given by the Election Commission later.
आरोपियों ने कबूल किया है कि उन्होंने अंकिता को नहर में धक्का दिया था।
Samaj and VHP workers are here demanding strict action against those who have attacked.
Nitish Kumar and Sharad Pawar lead the call for forming a united anti-BJP front for the 2024 polls. INLD leader Om Prakash Chautala and Shiromani Akali Dal's Sukhbir Singh Badal, both with a long history of fighting the Congress, were on the stage with several senior leaders. Meanwhile, BJP MP Sushil Modi took a dig on the opposition's show of strength.
रैली को आयोजित करने वाले ओम प्रकाश चौटाला वह व्यक्ति हैं जो भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में 10 साल की सजा काटकर जेल से निकले हैं और एक अन्य मामले में फिर जेल जाने वाले हैं। जिस ओम प्रकाश चौटाला की पार्टी के हरियाणा में मात्र एक विधायक हैं, वो विपक्ष को एकजुट करने में लगे हैं। तो देखिए नीतीश कुमार सफल नहीं हो पाएंगे जिस प्रकार का वो प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
The court is set to hear fresh pleas filed by ex-Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh seeking bail in connection with cases registered against him. Two terrorists killed as security forces foil an infiltration bid near the line of control in the Himachal sector of Jammu and Kashmir's Kupwara district. 2 AK-47 rifles, 6 AK magazines, AK-47 rounds, 4 hand grenades, 2 pistols, 2 pistol magazines, 35 pistol rounds, along with Pakistani currency.
A PFI activist being caught red-handed with 2-3 bottles of petrol bombs.
Massive protests are erupting in Chennai against the arrest of PFI leaders.
The PFI is definitely showing its colors. We have reported 4 incidences of violence here in Kerala.
You're watching Superfast 50. I'm Shivangi Shukla. Let's get started. As a video of the SDPI leader threatening the RSS goes viral, permission has been denied to the SDPI in order to hold a dharna at Jantar Mantar in order to maintain communal harmony, security and law and order arrangements in the jurisdiction in Delhi. At least 15 leaders of the PFI have been arrested by the Bengaluru police. DSP of the Bengaluru police has stated that they made the arrest upon receiving information that the suspects were involved in anti-national activities. He further stated that while 2 people were arrested in Bengaluru, 12 were detained from other districts of Karnataka and 1 arrested from Delhi. One person linked to the PFI has been arrested at Lucknow with incriminating evidence, electronic gadgets and incriminating literature related to the PFI and the ISIS found with the arrested suspect. The arrest has further been made under the UAP Act by a special task force, the UP Police. Days after the mega swoop down of PFI, posters of PFI asking for support have now been put across Kerala. The posters also paraded pictures of PFI leaders taken into custody. Raids were conducted by Kerala police at several shops and establishments with links to Popular Front of India in Kannur on Sunday. Now, electronic devices including laptops, CPUs and mobile phones and records of financial transactions were taken by the police for further investigation. A political crisis has broken out in Rajasthan as Congress MLAs plan mass resignations amid Ashok Gehlot being the possible Congress president and Sachin Pilot becoming the state's CM. Sources later stated that, however, that Ashok Gehlot may not run for the president.
लोकतंत्र संख्या बल से चलता है ना। राजस्थान के विधायक जिसके साथ होगा वो लीडर होगा ना। 100 क्रॉस एमएलए एक तरफ है और 10-15 एमएलए एक तरफ है। वो मेरी बात सुनिए, 10 अपनी अपनी बोलते रहेंगे, 10-15 एमएलए अपनी बात कहेंगे, उनकी सुनी जाएगी। लेकिन सर और 102 एमएलए तो कर रहे हैं।
AICC observers Mallikarjun Kharge and Ajay Makan have been called into Delhi in connection as a political crisis brews in Rajasthan, with MLAs from the state reportedly threatening to resign from Rajasthan to speak to the 2 leaders. Further steps are to be decided by the Congress High Command.
उनको हम लोग लगातार हम कह रहे थे कि हम 1 to 1 सब लोगों की बात सुनने के लिए यहाँ पर आए हैं, तो कोई भी बात हो आप हमें कहें। खरगे जी और मैं हम अलग से बैठ करके 1 to 1 सबकी बात सुनेंगे और कोई फैसला नहीं हो रहा है। जो आप बात कहेंगे वो बात हम दिल्ली जाकर के बताएंगे और कांग्रेस अध्यक्षा सबकी बात सुनने के बाद 1 to 1 हर एक से बात करने के निर्देश हमारे पास में है।
An MLA from Rajasthan addressed the situation in Rajasthan, congratulating Ashok Gehlot for being the president of the Congress, but expressed their disagreement against Sachin Pilot as a new chief minister.
नैतिक जिम्मेदारी है कांग्रेस पार्टी की इज्जत बचाना। हाईकमान के हुक्म के हम ताबेदार हैं, उनके हम कतई खिलाफ नहीं है। हमारी स्टेट में काबिल आदमी एमपी के लायक भी बैठे थे, लेकिन बाहर से एमपी आए, हमने किसी एमएलए ने नाराजगी जाहिर नहीं की, दिल से वोट देके उनको दिल्ली भेज दिए।
BJP spokesperson Shehzad Punewala, was speaking about the situation in Rajasthan, stated that the BJP did not wish to comment on the situation, adding it felt that the Congress was following a policy of saving their position and their seats.
अस्थिरता की कोख से निकली हुई सरकार ने बार बार राजस्थान की जनता के मुद्दों को पीछे करके कि किस प्रकार से राजस्थान में भ्रष्टाचार, बलात्कार, दंगा कम हो, इस पर कोई भी प्राथमिकता से कार्य नहीं किया गया है और बल्कि केवल सत्ता और सीट बचाने की कवायद लगातार राजस्थान देखता आ रहा है।
Former congressman from Jammu and Kashmir, Ghulam Nabi Azad, has announced the name of his new political party as a Democratic Azad Party. The leader went on to state the reason for the date for the announcement, as it's being the first day of the Navratras.
पार्टी का नाम है डेमोक्रेटिक आजाद पार्टी। आजाद का ये मत समझिए गुलाम नबी आजाद, डेमोक्रेसी डेमोक्रेटिक के लिए है, पूरी स्वतंत्र होगी, जिसका मैंने उल्लेख पहले किया कि अपनी सोच होगी, किसी भी पार्टी से, किसी भी लीडर से, किसी भी ग्रुप से प्रभावित नहीं होगी।
A forensic team of the Uttarakhand police collected all the evidence from the resort in Uttarakhand before its demolition. Actor Jacqueline Fernandez has been granted interim bail in connection with the 200 crore money laundering case involving conman case pursued by the ED. Protests broke out at the Providence Girls Higher Secondary School at the district of Kozhikode in Kerala by student bodies after a girl of the 11th standard was not allowed to wear a hijab. The student discontinued her studies from the school after the parents and the family members intervened, and the management not changing their stance as of now. The Ministry of External Affairs at a press conference announced that PM Modi would be going to Japan in order to attend former Japanese PM Shinzo Abe's state funeral.
Upcoming visit to Japan. As Arindam mentioned, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting Tokyo, Japan. He'll be leaving in a few hours from now, today, to attend the state funeral of former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe.
BJP Sushil Modi questions the opposition's show of strength, questioning whether an understanding and cohesion was even possible between the different political parties.
रैली को आयोजित करने वाले ओम प्रकाश चौथाला वह व्यक्ति हैं जो भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में 10 साल की सजा काटकर जेल से निकले हैं और एक अन्य मामले में फिर जेल जाने वाले हैं। जिस ओम प्रकाश चौथाला की पार्टी के हरियाणा में मात्र एक विधायक हैं, वो विपक्ष को एकजुट करने में लगे हैं। तो देखिए, नीतीश कुमार सफल नहीं हो पाएंगे जिस प्रकार का वो प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
A special court of the NIA has issued a bailable warrant against a former ATS officer who arrested Sadhvi Pragya in connection with the Malegaon bomb blast case. The warrant was issued against the officer after he failed to appear for a summon by the court. Karnataka CM Basavaraj Bommai has now responded to the Pay CM campaign, stating that he welcomed the campaign, calling it an imminent decline of the Congress, further going on to call the campaign baseless. Supreme Court is expected to hear a plea against the ministers that have spent at least 2 days in judicial custody to temporarily be barred from office. Supreme Court is expected to hear a petition seeking a CBI inquiry into the Birbhum violence and the alleged involvement of the national president of the Hindu Sena, Vishnu Gupta. A plea by the people convicted for Rajiv Gandhi's assassination seeking a premature release is expected to be heard by the Supreme Court, with the convicts petitioning against the Madras High Court's order of dismissing their pleas. Delhi High Court is expected to hear a fresh plea challenging the transfer of Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain's case from PMLA court to another court, as the Delhi Minister along with 2 others are kept under judicial custody over money laundering allegations. Robert Vadra and close aide Manoj Arora expected to challenge provisions of the case under the PMLA pursued by the ED against them, with both granted bail in connection with the case. Shehzad and Ariz Khan arrested following the 2008 Batla House encounter were to be present their arguments in connection with an appeal at the Delhi High Court today. 2 were convicted following a series of blasts in New Delhi in the year 2008 that led to their arrest, following an encounter that led to the death of 1 police inspector while 2 sustained injuries. Ariz Khan is now facing the death penalty. Supreme Court is scheduled to hear a fresh plea by former Home Minister there, Anil Deshmukh, with the former minister seeking bail for the cases registered against him. 2 terrorists encountered near the LOC in Jammu and Kashmir's Kupwara as a part of an anti-terror operation amid poor weather conditions early in the morning. Arms and ammunition found as the terrorists were neutralized by the forces. The Anti-Corruption Bureau is to produce Aam Aadmi Party MLA Amanatullah Khan at the Rouse Avenue Court in Delhi, as the custody remand granted to him is connection with alleged misappropriation of funds of Delhi Waqf Board during his tenure as chairman comes to an end. A portion of 7 hutments have collapsed in a area near Indira Nagar in Juhu, Villeparle on Sunday night. Now, following the incident, 24 houses in the same area were vacated for safety reasons and residents living in them were shifted into a school. However, no injuries have been reported in this incident. INS Satpura takes part in multinational exercise near Australia, displaying its naval prowess in anti-ship and anti-submarine warfare. At the exercises are conducted by the Royal Australian Navy. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will be visiting Jammu and Kashmir from September 30th to October 2nd. This will be Shah's second visit to the Union Territory since the abrogation of Article 370. Last year in October, the Home Minister visited Kashmir in the wake of rising attacks on minority community members by the terrorists in the valley. Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sarma has now dismissed a baseless allegation by activists that he, along with Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, broke wildlife protection law by entering the Kaziranga National Park for a night safari. Sarma also said that there is no law that people cannot visit the park at night. In the tragic incident, 7 people were reported dead and 10 others were injured after a tourist vehicle tumbled down a cliff in Kullu district of Himachal Pradesh. The unfortunate incident took place on the national highway NH305. According to the police officials, there were 17 people travelling in the ill-fated vehicle. INS Satpura takes part in multinational exercise near Australia, displaying its naval prowess in anti-ship and anti-submarine warfare. The exercises were conducted by the Royal Australian Navy. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has reached Kangra in Himachal Pradesh to attend the felicitation ceremony for the families of soldiers who laid their lives down while serving the nation. Captain Amrinder Singh, after joining the BJP, is expected to attend the first core committee of the BJP in Punjab with issues related to the state and the Vidhan Sabha session to be discussed today. Senior advocate Mukul Rohtgi has declined to return as India's Attorney General after having initially accepted the offer following KK Venugopal's resignation. The Governor of Karnataka and Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has received President Draupadi Murmu as she arrived at Mysuru as a part of her first visit to any state as the President of India. Iranian Americans in Atlanta demonstrated in support of protesters in Iran amid violent unrest in the country triggered by the death of a young woman in police custody. Officials at Seoul said that North Korea and China appear to have resumed their cross-border cargo trade operation at a regular briefing of the South Korean Unification Ministry. The South Korea spokesperson also has restated that the government's criticism of North Korea's test firing of a short-range ballistic missile. Northern Philippines witnessed a typhoon Noru blew, leaving 5 rescuers dead, causing floods and power outages and forcing officials to suspend classes and government work in the capital and outlying provinces. Partial results from Italy's parliament elections indicated that voters were rewarding a party reported to have neo-fascist roots, meaning the country should have its first far-right-led government since World War II. US Vice President Kamala Harris departed for Asia, where she'll be attending a funeral on behalf of the US. Harris, who is leading a delegation of current and former US officials to the funeral, plans to spend 3 nights in Tokyo and is expected to meet with Japanese Prime Minister, South Korean Prime Minister and Australian Prime Minister as well. In Ukraine's Izhevsk, a city held by Russian forces for 6 months now until its recapture in early September, dozens queued near damaged buildings to receive humanitarian aid. The city is still without electricity, gas and water, but mobile communication has already been set up in the city. According to the city government, about 10,000 residents remain in Izhevsk. Polls closed in Italian general election that could move the country's politics sharply toward the right during a critical time for Europe, with the war in Ukraine fueling skyrocketing energy bills and testing the West's resolve to stand united against Russian aggression. An exit poll on state television suggested that far-right leader Giorgia Meloni's electoral alliance appeared to hold a wide lead in the vote. Thousands took to the streets of Mexico City to call for peace and to reject the militarization policies of President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. People dressed in white chanted and waved Mexican flags as they marched along in Mexico City. A boat carrying about 100 Hindu pilgrims capsized in a river in northern Bangladesh, killing at least 24 people. The overcrowded boat was overturned in the afternoon while returning from a Hindu temple on the other side of River Karatoa in the Panchgarh district. India beat Australia by 6 wickets and 1 ball to spare in the third T20 International at Hyderabad to clinch the 3-match series 2-1 on Sunday. Roger Federer expresses disappointment following Team Europe's defeat to Team World at the 2022 Lavere Cup. The Lavere Cup was Federer's final professional match after his announcement to retire from tennis.
Disappointed. I was on the team, almost lost my voice, and my hands hurt from clapping. So yes, I am disappointed, and we wish the result was different. Told Andy in the locker room, I don't like losing. It's not fun. It just leaves not the best taste, you know. And I think once you've been there and tasted success, it's just not the same.
Last place in 2021, the Kansas City Currents clinched a 2022 playoff spot on Sunday by beating the NWSL's defending champion Washington Spirit 3-0. Denmark head coach Kasper Hjulmand was now left to rue 2 defeats to Croatia in Nations League Group A1 as the Red and Whites beat France 2-0 but missed out on a semi-final place by a single point. Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime has stunned Novak Djokovic of Serbia in straight sets as Team World moved into a 10-8 lead over Team Europe in the Lavere Cup held at the O2 Arena in London on Sunday.
Amity